Don't shoot!
Shoot me! Shoot me!
You're not supposed to run from the law, that's a given. But if you do, shouldn't you at least try to make the chase last long? Like at least longer than a minute or two. You don't want to have the fastest arrest in history.
Stop! Stop reaching! Stop reaching!
Body cam shows San Diego police tasing alleged assault suspect. The way some people act out here, you'd think they're trying to set records and get arrested faster than anyone else ever has. In San Diego, this man was suspected of assault and of striking someone with his cane. The helicopter had the beat on him. They guided the cops towards him with ease. And when the cops arrived, the man started approaching them immediately, cane in hand. So they emerged from the car, tasers in hand.
Hey, drop the cane. 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 Ma'am, stand back. Stand back. That's okay. He's about to get tased if he doesn't drop the cane.
The man continues to hold onto the cane and doesn't understand why he needs to drop it. The police explain that they got a call that he was hitting someone with the cane, so he needs to drop it, and then he can tell his side of the story. That seems fair. And the guy eventually complies and drops the cane.
Here you go. Turn around.
Well, he's back to being defiant.
Right now you're being detained. You understand that? Yes, you are.
This guy thinks he's calling the shots. He's just walking away. He continues to say that he isn't being detained, and then the cops tell him he's under arrest. That's when the guy does some weird jump move and removes his hat for some reason. But then that eventually leads to him pulling out a knife.
Oh, he's got a knife. He's got a knife.
The man puts his hat back on, and is he asking to be shot?
Shoot me! Shoot me!
Well, he asked for it, but then the man actually manages to remove the taser, and then he takes off. The police have to pursue him. As the cops chase him, the man keeps reaching into his pocket.
Stop! Stop reaching!
The cops are worried since he already pulled out a knife. They fear he is reaching for another weapon, possibly a gun. The man keeps reaching and showing an object as if it is a weapon, so cops even have to fire in self-defense. The pursuit continues, and it isn't until the man heads out into the intersection that multiple cops are able to close in on him. Despite the man's best efforts and best swings, they get the guy and make the arrest in record time.
Son! Turn around!
The cops have arrived at a Walmart where they were told Shanajah Jones was present. Shanajah Jones was wanted in connection with a recent shooting that had left one person wounded and another dead. The cops cruise the aisles, trying to locate Jones. It doesn't take them too long before they locate her. They attempt to sneak attack and grab her, but she notices at the last second and takes off. Jones is fast, but the cops are keeping up with her. They sprint through all the aisles. They see nearly every product at Walmart, but Shanajah Jones makes the mistake of running into a dead end.
Son! Turn around!
And then she does, but only because the other cop cuts off her only escape route, and she gets handcuffed in the tire department.
Don't move! Don't move!
Look, Walmart is a big store, but still, if you're the criminal, it isn't great if your chase started in a Walmart and ended also in the Walmart. This chase was so short, directors couldn't even put it into their action movies. It hardly had any time to develop any interesting twists or turns. The ironic part, there actually was an exit back in the tire department. Jones just totally missed it. After a chase and a handcuffing, Jones gets searched. She gets put in the back of the squad car, all in less time than it would take someone to go through self-checkout with a loaf of bread.
She's running?
Wait, it's not over. There are more suspects the cops have to run after. Luckily, this is another really quick detaining process. This guy almost made it out the automatic doors, but the cops got to him before he could escape. That has got to be multiple records all in a row.
I'm gonna walk you through. Why are you doing that?
I know how to fill it out.
Why are you doing that?
I know how to fill. Am I
All right,
arrested?
yeah.
Don't look at me.
Murder suspect calls cops over cold McDonald's fries, gets arrested. It's already embarrassing to get arrested in record time. But when you are the reason that you got caught, that's even worse. This man called the cops, essentially because his McDonald's fries were cold. Allow us to elaborate. He and his fiancée had received cold food, but hadn't gotten a receipt. They were trying to get their money refunded or get new food, and as he claims, it was a whole dispute. The employee, who also managed the McDonald's, said he could run his restaurant however he wanted and was telling the man and his fiancée to leave the store. This is according to this man.
Yeah, can I just get it first set?
Okay.
So is he getting the fries? And I said, can I also get the receipt? That was 5 minutes ago.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Excuse me, sir. 5 minutes ago, I can run my store however I want to run my store.
Okay.
Listen, sir, I didn't pay. He said, matter of fact, you can leave my property. Get off my property now.
So, the cop gets an earful about the cold fries and the manager of the store not wanting to give a refund or new fries or anything like that from the perspective of the customer. However, the customer isn't the only person who called the police. So did the manager. So the cop heads in to talk to the manager and get his side of the story. The manager explains how everything went down. He explains how the customer was yelling and cursing. There were plenty of customers sitting inside the restaurant, and the manager didn't like how this guy was acting. He explains that this was why he told him to leave the store.
Starts losing it, starts shoving his food at me. And I said, sorry. I said, well, tell you what, you can take your business elsewhere. Give me a car, I'll give you a refund.
The manager goes on to explain that the customer demanded in addition to getting a refund, he also wanted free food. And as the argument continued, he threw his drink at the manager. The manager didn't want this man in his restaurant anymore. And then he points out something interesting about the irate customer.
I mean, dude's obviously on probation, got an ankle bracelet on.
Okay.
That's an interesting development. So the cops head back out to talk to the customer. In a situation like this, it's tough to know who is in the wrong. Both sides have different versions of the story, but the cops explain the manager will do a refund, but he refuses to remake the customer's food, and as a business owner, he has the right to do that. He also doesn't want this man ever coming back to his business, which he has a right to request. The cops explain this isn't a charge or anything, but that the man just isn't allowed to come back to this location.
It's not a big deal. So look, all right, so this is civil, okay? As a business owner, he has the right to refuse service to anyone he chooses to refuse service to. Just like if you own a business, you have the same right to do the same thing.
The cop goes to retrieve the forms that the man needs to fill out. He explains to the man that all it says is that he cannot come back to this McDonald's, and if he does, he will be arrested. The man agrees. That's simple enough.
I'm not under arrest or anything, am I?
No, sir. Just come over here. I'm gonna have you sign this real quick.
I said I'm not under arrest.
No, you're not.
Criminal trespass.
Yeah, just come over here. I'm gonna have you sign this real quick.
You have to sign it saying that you're not
Yeah.
going to come back to the property.
So you'll fill this part out.
Can I see it, sir?
Yeah. You come over here, man.
No, I'm afraid of y'all, sir.
Why are you
I just
afraid?
did 3 years, sir. I'm afraid of y'all.
All right, I'm gonna walk you through. Why are you doing that?
I know how to fill it out.
Why are you
sir.
doing that?
I know how to fill. Am I
All right,
arrested?
yeah.
Don't look at me.
Whoa, that escalated quickly. What even happened there? This guy was just going to fill the form out, but he got so scared of the cops, he kept backing away until he decided to run. The cops pursue him, and eventually they catch up to him. You wonder, why did the man flee from such a simple situation? Turns out he was a homicide suspect, and when you know you're guilty of something, you start to feel that guilt. So was it worth it? All over the cold French fries.
Yes, I am.
No, you're not.
Yes, I am. Why
David,
not?
you're not. You're not free to leave. Stay right there. Do not.
Oh, yeah. Help.
David.
Man gets arrested twice in one day. Okay, so telling on yourself is pretty bad. But at least that last guy got arrested, and then that was the end of his embarrassment for the day. We have a man in La Crosse, Wisconsin, who was taken into custody for bail jumping and violating his bond conditions. He was released the same day. Well, that's one arrest down for the day. Probably time to head home and have a quiet night in, right? Nope. The man, David Bauch, was later found walking down the street screaming at the top of his lungs, clearly under the influence of something. The cops were called, and they arrived at the scene, but David told them not to approach him because he had a restraining order against La Crosse police, and he thought he was free to leave even though the cops were trying to stop him.
Yes, I am.
No, you're not.
Yes, I am.
I gotta talk to you about. Get your hands out of your pockets
Hold
for me.
on. Hold on. I need help. So, we need to do this in public. And I'll meet you at Quick Trip.
No, David, stop. You're not free to leave.
Yes, I am.
No, you're not.
Yes, I am. Why
David,
not?
you're not. You're not free to leave. Stay right there. Do not.
Oh, yeah. Help!
David.
David continues to scream for help. He is screaming for security. David manages to get away and makes a run for it. The cops pursue him once again. David fights back, battering the cops, but they eventually subdue him and arrest him, making this the second arrest of the day for David Botch. That's right, he was arrested twice on the same exact day, both of them in record-setting time.
Drop the knife now! Drop it now!
Body cam shows police tasing armed woman in Florida Walmart. Somehow, we ended up in Walmart again. Walmart is a great place. You can buy so many things here. You can get clothing. This woman is in the clothing section. She also has a knife that she grabbed and opened right in the store. That's not so great.
Drop the knife now! Drop it now! Drop the knife!
Well, you can just hear this woman acting quite cavalier. She is completely ignoring the cop's orders. He repeatedly tells her to drop the knife. She is not listening, and her body language just says that she does not care one iota what this cop is saying.
Drop the knife. Drop the knife.
This cop is giving her several warnings, far more than she deserves, while brandishing a knife in a Walmart. The cop has his gun trained on her, and she doesn't even seem to care. He is waiting for backup to arrive. He continues to command the woman to drop the knife, and she continues to refuse. Eventually, the cop's backup arrives, so he can switch from his gun to his taser. Additionally, the woman is distracted by the backup, but she does get one last warning.
Drop the knife.
And she didn't drop the knife, but she dropped. This woman may have set the new record. Ohio bank robber drops from drive-through ceiling before arrest. In Huron, Ohio, police received a call late at night. It's the kind of call that you think of police officers getting in a high-action movie. The Vacation-Land Federal Credit Union had an alarm going off in the middle of the night. That's right, the alarm is going off in a bank. The cops showed up to the scene, unsure what they were going to encounter. There must be bank robbers in the bank. But when they arrived, there didn't seem to be much going on. It's about 2 a.m.
Come over to the drive-thru.
The cop comes around to the drive-thru and they don't see anything going on. But then they start to hear things. A lot of noises. Banging around, coming from above the drive-thru. It sounds like someone is moving around in the ceiling. The cop scopes out the area. He waits for his partner to arrive. The two find the right places to wait and station themselves, ready for anything. Eventually, a door in the ceiling opens. Loudly. Not sure if this robber was trying to be quiet, but he failed. The cops reposition, and they wait. A bag drops from the door. That must be the loot. And now they wait.
Get out. Get out.
Just put your hand behind your back.
They scared the living daylights out of this robber. He thought he was all alone. He really thought he was going to escape. And right into the recycling bin too. What a perfect metaphor for this situation. The robber landing right in the trash can. He's trashed, and he's defeated. He doesn't even bother resisting arrest. He just sits in the trash can.
Who's here with you?
Well, that was 6 arrests, and they all happened in lightning speed. This was not a case where the cops were earning their hourly rates. No, these had to be some of the easiest jobs they'd ever been sent out on. You couldn't ask for quicker arrests as a police officer, and you as the viewer, you couldn't ask for better videos. Well, you could. Those would be the videos popping up on your screen right now. Go check them out.